Hey everybody, it's Michael McGregor with the Sensible Living Podcast. It's been a little while. We got another travel talk, and this travel talk is going to be relatively focused and simplistic. Sensible Living Podcast on YouTube is going to be changing names. We're kind of doing a little bit of a marketing change. We're hoping that this is going to be for the best. Hoping that it's going to open up things to brighter futures with the Sensible Living Podcast. As far as the actual podcast recorded, once that gets back online, I am still having major problems with the recording studio. The computer that I do all the recording on, hard drive's completely shot, and it's an iMac, and I really don't want to take it down. I'm trying to find a solution without buying a whole brand new iMac, but we'll see how that goes. So, not sure what's going to happen with the actual podcast on iTunes. I've kind of stopped payment on the hosting of it, because without me putting information out there, there's no sense in me paying for something that I'm not producing new material. Going to try to start producing more content for YouTube, instructional stuff, talks, the travel talks, fun stuff. But with the name change, we're going to WYCO Preparedness. WYCO? Yeah. Wyoming, Colorado. WYCO. W-Y-C-O. WYCO Preparedness. No, we're not going to do the used car salesman with it, but it is WYCO Preparedness. So the Facebook page, the Facebook group, YouTube, and even the Instagram side will all be changing over to WYCO Preparedness. We are looking into potentially opening an online store. The issue that I'm having with the online store is it's not necessarily opening the store. It's what do I want to sell? I want to sell something high quality. I want to sell something that's needed. I don't want to just be like some of these other YouTubers that, start their whole panic at the disco here with, it's the end of the world. You got to buy this. Don't want to do that. We know it's the end of the world, but you don't need to buy this. We do realize that there is potential for fundamental philosophical changes to this country. Is potentially coming. And today, yes, there's 2 Supreme Court decisions made today. I'm not going to touch on them today. The reason why is I want the dust over. I want the dust to clear. Because number one, right now, everyone's, their heads are exploding. They're freaking out. People think they know what they're talking about, and they really don't. They're overreacting. They're emotional right now. And I really don't want to touch upon something when everyone's at their highest heated emotions. But not to ignore the fact that we are probably looking at a weekend of riots. We are going into the summer. Oh, it is summer. It's after the 20th. We're in riot season. So, we're going to have people, pushing their political point, burning down cities to potentially change the political... Oh, wait. That's called insurrection. Oh, yeah. So taking over a city block, that was peaceful rioting. But a bunch of, a couple people charged the sacred halls of the Capitol, and that's an insurrection. It was a bunch of idiots rioting going into the Capitol building. I wouldn't call it sacred halls. I don't view it that way. It's like our leaders are not our sacred leaders. Give me a break. There are politically appointed representatives, and they are appointed by we, the people. And the only reason they have that position or job is because the Constitution allows them to. Look into your Constitution, you'll find out that the Constitution actually created their jobs. But, to digress, we're not going to focus on something that everyone is overly heated, overly passionate about, because some of the stuff I'm seeing in the cesspool of Twitter and fake book and all that other stuff, the lowest common denominator of society is just fanatical ranting. It's definitely leads to Dietrich Bonhoeffer's theory of stupidity. Look it up, Google it, listen to it. It's eye-opening, and unfortunately, it's more prevalent today than ever. So we're going to be touching upon building your mutual assistance group, your tribe, your survival group. And I'm not a fan of the survival group or your prepper group, but I mean, it is what it is. You're preparing for bad times, if they happen or not. We prefer them not to happen. So the information that will be sent through the channels and social media will be helping you, same as always with the Sensible Living Podcast, gardening, survival stuff, even stuff on the camping trips. I'd like to eventually do ham radio information for comms, just the whole broad spectrum of preparedness, self-reliance. And that's what WICO preparedness is going to bring. And like I said, with the store, originally I wanted to do first aid kits, stuff like that. And well, there happens to be a gentleman on YouTube that owns an exceptional first aid store and kits, and I don't want to compete with that. I don't want to. I don't want to be a copycat with that. For those that don't know, it's Bear Independent. Check them out. TJ's a great guy. Refuge Medical is awesome. Top quality medical supplies. Get them while you can, because hate to break it to you, but the supply chains on medical stuff is going to start getting more and more difficult as World War III continues. And you can kind of shrug that one off, but we've been in World War III probably for about a good 4 or 5 years, if not longer. Just America hasn't figured it out yet. And it's still kind of on the cold side for America. Hasn't really gotten hot for us, but that could kick off at any moment. So, another thing to be prepared about or panicked about. I mean, some people are freaking out. Some people think that, the super zombie volcano is going to erupt tomorrow, or the EMPs are coming after them. Your biggest threat right now is your supply chain, your foods, ability to go to the store and buy what you want. That's a daily changing thing right there. I went in one day, I couldn't get any pork. There was no pork. Oh yeah, California. They just is it Smithfield? I don't have my little paper to read. They just shut down the United States' largest pork distribution center. So yeah, there's no pork in the store. That means no bacon, no pork chops, no sausage. That's a travesty right there. No bacon. That's the apocalypse. There ain't no bacon. Also, sriracha sauce. Can't get that. That's limited now. Give it about a week or two, some more pork will start coming in. Or better yet, find your local pork farmer. Find your local cattle farmer. Talk to them about buying, half a cow, a whole cow, a side of beef, Talk to them. They're looking. I mean, your price of beef is high, don't get me wrong, because fertilizer and feed is skyrocketing. Get it while you can. Those of us that hunt, fish, we might have a little bit better, but those of you that rely upon the grocery store, where you think that you get your wild turkey at Walmart, time to wake up. Time to start realizing that is a very fragile system. Start buying a few extra cans of meat, a few extra cans of fruits and vegetables. Coffee canning. We're going to have an episode on that again. Set up your emergency pantries. If you can't get food for a week or two, hunger's a hell of a motivator for violence. You got to protect your food. You got to protect your family from those that don't prepare. So with that, I'm going to close it off because I don't want to go too much down a tirade here. I want to save that for some of the other episodes. But thank you for watching as always. And watch for those name brand changes and all that good stuff. I'm going to try to come up with a nice little logo for it and all. And hopefully I can get the computer working again and we can actually have the radio show back. At least a once a month show, if not once a week. But with that, I'm Michael McGregor. Watch your six. Until next time. There we go. That one was a little better, and I noticed I was doing some ums, so I had to back off on the ums.